Ladies and gentlemen, we are now live in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that most certainly, figuratively and literally, the resident rock star helped build Sportswire Radio. And tonight you might want to say that our resident rock star has reignited the backyard and underground wrestling circuit once again. I'll talk about that. I'll also talk about another championship match coming up here for us at an historic event next month, and maybe some year-end awards. And also, maybe we'll talk about another man that was an old face, but's a familiar face, is back on top in RCW, and maybe we'll see him here on Sportswire Radio in a little while to talk about it. And does that somehow involve, I don't know, maybe a bright side or two that could be involved? And I'm sure we'll get some of the usual suspects here. And you know what time it is. You know it's going to certainly be for our guest here, 4 up and 4 down. But maybe he very well could be up. And very well, he could definitely be maybe putting some of his familiar faces down here coming up. So we'll certainly get into that. And I could see that it's been a hot skip of a minute since he's been here in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage. And I think he is waiting. He is most certainly waiting for me to give him that introduction. So I hope that he's looking, because now I know that everybody is waiting for it. I hope, is waiting for it, because I know it's been a few weeks since he's been on here. And I'm going to give him now that introduction, because I think now he's trying to figure out his lights. So, ladies and gentlemen, let's start this show here on the road and maybe continue to start that pre-vacation Thanksgiving plans here on Sportswire Radio, the number one global radio station where all wrestling matters. And I stated, the man that figuratively and literally helped build this platform. He was the first backyard wrestler to be here, and I got a surprise for him that he doesn't even know what's coming. He has no idea what I'm going to give him, and we'll certainly get to that. So hang on tight here for station identification for that, but now it's time to get this show on the road on Sportswire Radio. So with that, wait for it, further ado here on the Sports Report. Number one, global sports show. One of the founding fathers of the All Wrestling Matters movement, a GBYWN legend, a multi-time IMF United States champion, a WCE Interstate champion, and an RCW World Underground champion so many times I can't even count. He is the leader of RCW, and he is once again reigniting championship wrestling in the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. His name is, simply put, the Rockstar Shawn.
Yeah.
Jovi.
Yeah.
Yeah, my friend, how are we doing?
Fantastic now that I'm here. Tom, I do have one request, though, for next time I come on.
Yes, sir.
Can we do a duet, like, for the intro?
I don't know if you have the type for that, though.
I don't know either, but I want to try. I might even practice after this. You never know.
Well, all right. Well, I mean, we'll certainly see. You know, you've been here so many times, I can't even
Never
count.
say never.
That's right. And maybe it's time for you to take over. You know, you're closing in on 1,000 subscribers. WCE's closing on 1,000 subscribers. You've already gotten to 200 vlogs. Congratulations on that. You've obviously sort of found John Bon Jovi. You've certainly went through a lot there. You went to Lambeau. I mean, so obviously, you've been through a lot. So congratulations on that. But, you know, how you feeling right now, first of all?
Feeling pretty good.
You feeling good?
Like you said, Vlog 200, that was pretty awesome. Wish I had more views on it. If you haven't watched it yet, watch it.
Well, don't you worry. I'm going to put the link up, and we'll see if we can get you some more views.
I searched for my father. It's going to be great.
Yes, and we're going to plug that. Yep. Don't you worry.
Yeah. But overall, I'm doing great. I've been just getting ready for Winter Clash and preparing for what's coming.
Definitely going to have a lot to say on that in a little while, and I'm sure there'll be a familiar face who's always here that I have no doubt will probably make a usual return here. So we'll certainly get into that in a little while. But you know, Shawn Jovi, actually the reason that you're here, and I want to get into it for those that are listening and watching here in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, the platform that you actually built pretty much. You were here from backyard wrestling coverage for day one. You were the very first backyard wrestler here to come on this platform alongside somebody else. But Shawn Jovi, you know, you have certainly, it seems to be, once again, after what you did with Summer Bash, the All Wrestling Matters movement, connecting us with the GBYWN, you seem to have reignited backyard and underground wrestling once again. And tell us how you might be doing that.
So let's backtrack to when WC started. You know that little tagline I put in the beginning, reigniting backyard wrestling?
I remember from day one.
Yep. So we're going to take that. And, you know, wrestling's ignited. We had a blast at Summer Bash. It was a great summer. Fall, I mean, it had its ups and downs in the community.
You didn't have a fall.
I don't want to go with the fall for me or the fall for the community. But I think that overall, because of Sportzwire, because of what I've done, what all these people have done for this community and this platform, I think it's safe to say the yard and the underground is reignited. And I wanted something to kind of go with that. Now, a lot of people know Rona's Championship Wrestling was my baby, my fed.
I remember. That's
my title.
We were talking about this off the air. What's the name again? Because I remember it as Rona's Championship Wrestling.
Yep. So now I went under a new name to go with what is going on in the world right now of Backyard and the Underground. And that is, the R now stands for Reignited. And
well, I think it's a good thing. I think it's a good name, really.
I think it is too. I mean, you never hear anybody say reignited in a wrestling name, and we're reigniting it. We've done it. We're not just doing it. We've done it already. And that's what I want to show the world. And eventually I do want to do a super show and all these things. We talked about that last time I was here.
Mm-hmm.
So the end game is to ignite and get everyone together for the best imaginable possible show. And that's the end game here. I want to see the best of the best in one roof. I know we saw it at Summer Bash, but I feel like we can do more than just Summer Bash.
Well, you had a show, which I'm going to put the link up for. It's going to be from your YouTube channel. We're going to, obviously, I'm sure, talk about some familiar faces. We're going to definitely get into that. But, you know, I think it is the perfect time because I think right now, going into winter, I think that the backyard and the underground and actually the wrestling circuit as a whole is about to get a whole lot better. It's about to get a whole lot more reignited because we've also done some different things recently. We have added the promo wrestling community here to Sportswire, which to me, I think has opened up a whole new ballgame. I think that's opened up a whole new environment to people because there's a whole bunch of people in the promo wrestling community. Some of them are here right now, and they've been waving the flag. They've been waiting for somebody to give them an opportunity on a bigger stage. They've been waving that flag of All Wrestling Matters for years. years they've been out there, and what these guys and gals do, I mean, certainly it speaks volumes. So I think by you doing this, you have changed the game once again. You have reignited wrestling, and I think, Shawn, Jovi, that this is at a perfect time because, sure, maybe fall it wasn't the best for you. You went from being America's rock star to just the resident rock star, and there were different things that happened in backyard and underground wrestling. But what I've seen recently over the past few weeks on Sportswire with the promo wrestling community coming on board, and now with what you're about to do here, changing the game once again with now reignited championship wrestling. Boy, Shawn, Jovi, to quote a song, it definitely feels reunited and it feels so good. The All Wrestling Matters movement is reignited again.
Yes, indeed. And like I said, the RCW, whoa, where'd I go? I disappeared.
You want to reignite your camera screen there?
The nameless one must be messing with me. He's in the chat and he's in my living room. I don't know.
Well, I didn't get a chance to read off the chat yet, but you have had prior appearances where somebody named Brightside did give you let's just say some early Halloween nightmares.
Yeah, that was the other thing I was worried about. I'm like, where the hell's Brightside? And I know he's coming.
Well, there'll be
you never know, but I mean, we know he could be.
Well, there will certainly be some guests. I have
my doors are locked, I promise.
They're to come, but I think one of the things that I'm excited about this for, I'm going to put the YouTube link up for your vlog and some of the other things here shortly, is that you're going to give now some people an opportunity that maybe would not have gotten the spotlight maybe prior to now this, because we're going to see weekly shows now. We're going to see matches. We've got obviously some other things that I'm sure you're going to be working on. So I really think this is at the right time, because now you're going to give guys and gals an opportunity that maybe they would have got an opportunity, but now they're really going to be in prime time. Now they're really going to be in the brightest lights, and most certainly on a huge stage with RCW, with having it weekly shows. And I think it's going to really give a lot more people opportunities.
I think it does too. I'm not saying weekly right now because I'm just starting this off. This was kind of just like a tease of what's to come with this first episode. It's literally just a tease at this point. I'm working on it every day to make this work. And kind of my idea behind it is, you saw what PWF, the PWF title, Justin Parsley. One thing, I love the idea and the belt and all that stuff, but I was thinking about that and I was like, what is missing for that I could do with the RCW title, which is also in the same boat? Hasn't had much relevance, but the younger crowd, I should say, in IMF have been fighting for lately.
Freddie Daniels, JoJo Jackson, who was the champion. I mean, there's been a lot of people who've held the title, who've been fighting for the title.
Exactly. And that title, it's a world title that somebody can hold that isn't a believable champion in a major promotion. You know what I mean? Like, you know how everyone wants the big, bulky superstar guys? Well, not everyone's built like that, but everyone has a heart of a champion if they put their mind to it. So that's why that title's more for the underdog class. I prefer underdogs as world champions because they're unpredictable. They can surprise you. And I love surprises. We all know that. as long as they're good surprises.
Well, you've had a mixed record with surprises towards you. You've had some good surprises, some not so good surprises. I mean, that's definitely exciting. But no, I agree with you. I like the fact that it gives people an opportunity to maybe prove themselves and help them go to bigger and better places. I mean, I think Freddie Daniels is somebody who held the title that I think has really come into his own the last several months. I think JoJo Jackson the last few months, you've seen what he's done. And I think that's what it's about.
Elevated a lot of people.
Absolutely.
Like more than I would have imagined when I ended up letting IMF use it. I think that was a really good call, and it's helped a lot of young stars grow. And it's only going to keep growing. Now, originally, after that episode, I was going to temporarily retire the belt. This was like a few weeks ago.
I remember you the last few months really were like not high on RCW. I mean, it was almost like this whole thing with the RCW situation was almost like we didn't even talk about it to a point last year and the year prior, because you've been on this platform for 2.5 years. We'd always talk about the RCW title match. WC, we'd always talk about now who's defending, when you were the RCW champion, we would talk about it. I mean, all the time, you and the RCW championship, or the man that now holds the title, that was the champion. We talked about that when he held the title last year, Nicholas Crenton, the now Psycho Wolf. So now you went from basically almost going the way of, I don't know, the WWE hardcore title or the 24/7 title, to now you're trying to literally reignite it to maybe being something that could really go. And again, I think, the careers of Freddie Daniels and JoJo Jackson to maybe kickstart some of other people as well.
Right. And fun fact, might I add, the RCW title, despite like the small run it's had since its return, it outdates the GBYWN. For those who didn't know, it outdates that world title. So you can say it's a pretty prestigious title when you look at it at the end of the day. It's an underlooked title, but if you look at the amount of people who've held it and a lot of the people who made changes to the backyard industry back then, it's not as big as GBYWN's world title. There's some big names there.
Well,
so I'm just saying, we had our fair share of winning champions too.
You can never compare. There's obviously decades in time.
Oh yeah,
there was 80 promotions plus involved in the GBYWN. You cannot. I know that might upset some people, but the GBYWN had, Ospreay was in it. You can't.
Yeah, you can't deny Will Ospreay, man.
No, you can't. I mean, today is a great era too, and we commend everybody that's out there in the ring. But that was a different time, and there were people that went on to, careers in WWE and AEW. That's just the reality of it.
Yeah, and they grew and they took advantage of what they learned as in their youth, being in
For
the
sure.
yard.
Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. And what I want to do for people here, first of all, is if you want to find out more about RCW, this is Shawn Jovi's YouTube channel. I cannot stress enough the fact, I got a bunch of people here in the chat. Go out there and hit a sub for him, Shawn Jovi, at Shawn Jovi. That is Shawn Jovi. Simply put Shawn as an SHAWN Jovi. Make sure you hit this. Well, actually, my spelled SCAN. That was just how my dad decided he wanted to name him. He was like, well, we're naming him SCAN because we were Irish. We were growing up in Southern Brooklyn, and that was just the thing. But that's a different conversation for a different time. But we're going to watch the RCW title match for a few minutes here. But if you want to go out there and go give a sub, go connect with Mr. Jovi, find out more about RCW and all the other companies he's a part of, like IMF, WCE, his own vlogs. He recently surpassed. You can do that right here. Also want to buy some merchandise, jovismerch.com, WC Heat, IMF Wrestling, a lot of different places you can connect with him. I'd like people to go out and get this man to 1,000 subscribers. You can start that here right now for us by going to @Shawn Jovi on YouTube and hit the sub button there for him. So, okay, so we'll do that. I do want to give you something, but I think I do want to talk about RCW first, because the reason that I do want to talk about RCW is because I actually have the man that is here with us for a few minutes, and that is the man that was, let's say, the old face, but is the new face, and that is now the brand new RCW champion for the second time, the Psycho Wolf. Nicholas Crenton is here with us for a little while. He is the brand new RCW champion. And sure, he definitely said offense wins games, but his defense certainly won him back another world championship. And the Psycho Wolf is with us. And what's good, my friend? And congratulations.
Thank you very much, Tom. And thank you, Jovi, for granting the match that I requested.
You got it, brother.
Now, one little other request, because I like to make things a little bit harder on myself. Mr. Brightside, you get to pick whatever match you want.
He gets to pick. Are you sure you want to do that, though, with Mr. Brightside, considering the kind of character that he is? You sure you want to do that, Mr. Crenton? I know you're the Psycho Wolf. I know you've been nonchalant before, but are you sure you want to go down that road with him?
If I can't beat him at his own game, why am I holding this title?
I don't know.
I mean, that's a fair point, and I'll allow it.
You allow that?
Yeah, I'll allow Brightside to pick the choice. If that's what Crenson wants, that's what Crenson's going to make his bed and lay in.
Yep. And I accept that fate. Now, other thing I wanted to say is, Shawn, I kind of disagree that this is the title for the underdogs, because I don't think Freddie Daniels is anymore an underdog. I don't think King Josiah is an underdog, and I don't think you were ever an underdog or I was ever an underdog. This title dates back prior to GBYWN, prior to WC, prior to IMF, prior to DKW and ROEW. This right here is the precursor. This title is the Reignited Championship Wrestling World Underground Championship. And the reason why it is one of the premier titles is it has the legacy behind it. And that legacy is going to continue to grow, because everyone who fights for this now and everyone who holds it will hold it with dignity, with honor. And Jovi, I am making this my only request as a champion right now. And that's besides the Brightside match, because he's choosing his own stipulation. I would like to forego the champion's advantage in normal matches.
What? Why?
Like,
Why
get
would
rid
you
of it?
want to do that? You sure?
Why?
Yeah.
Why? Because if I'm going to keep this belt, I have to win.
Right, but you're the champion. But why would
I'm
you
not
want
going
to
to take
away
any
your advantage?
shortcuts. I want this title to mean more than it ever has meant in the past, and it's going to mean more soon enough. And it's already thanks to Shawn Jovi that it means so much. So we're going to elevate this up. We're going to maybe upgrade it a little bit.
Yep.
And yes, I am foregoing the champion's advantage, because in order to be a true champion, you can't take the shortcuts. You have to win.
Let me ask you one question, though. Let me ask you one question on this. You were the RCW champion last year. You held that title for a little while. It was the first championship that you had won in a decade and a half. What is going to be different with this run as champion than last year's run, where it was you were champion and you lost it pretty much weeks afterwards? What is going to be different this time?
The one thing different, well, there's a few things different. I'm a little bit more motivated nowadays. I'm more focused.
Mm-hmm.
And also, when I first held this back last year, I didn't really appreciate it. I didn't really take the time to just sit back and just realize everything that I just got handed to me. And then I went back and I looked at old RCW archive stuff. I looked back and I saw, people that have held it before, like Jovi, Darkfire, Nathan Gust. I've watched what Freddie Daniels and King Josiah were doing.
I think Freddie Daniels, what he did with the title, I think is the reason that, whether people will admit it or not, why this title means something, because he is the definition of elevating and reignited. Here is somebody that maybe at the beginning of the run, I don't know how many people would have thought, well, this guy's a player. Well, now he is a player, whether you like him or not. And he did a heck of a job with the championship. And you've got to be able to, try to fill those shoes. And I think also, Mr. Crenson, your run last year, I mean, it was kind of not memorable. It was kind of, I don't want to say forgetful, but I think you may have something to prove this time, because the last run you had with this title really wasn't probably up to the standards of a Freddie Daniels, or even, as you mentioned, JoJo Jackson now.
Yeah, and I will agree with that. I was kind of on my own kind of crusade, and I got caught up in it, and basically this title kind of suffered a bit for it.
So then what are your goals then as champion coming forward here? What are goals?
My goals is to defend this with honor, to defend this against all challengers. Now, bonus points to anybody who's beaten me in the past. You do kind of have a little bit of a pecking order to come after me if you want. But I'm going to fight with all my heart. Every drop of blood, sweat, tears. I'm going to give everything for this belt. And if anybody wants to try to take it from me, Brightside, you're up first. I welcome the challenge, kids.
A rather interesting decision to forego champion's advantage, give Brightside the ability to choose stipulations. I mean, this is, unless you have something really up your sleeve. I know you're a psycho wolf, but considering what Brightside's done here on this platform, considering what Brightside's done here in the IMF and in WCE, I mean, this is the definition of a gamble here, Nicholas Crenson. I mean, I've known you a while now, 2.5 years. But this is definitely one gamble that I don't know. I hope for your sake it pays off. I mean, as fans, we're going to get a chance to watch this. We're all excited about this, undoubtedly. But, I mean, right now, it's quite a gamble is all I could say. And I hope it pays off.
I'm humoring the gamble. I'm humoring it. I like it.
We're gonna see this weekend coming up.
Like I said, and you mentioned earlier, Tom, that I said that defense wins championships. It's been the toughest. Being able to get in when the last possible second. But it's also being the smartest and picking your spots perfectly. And when I pick my spot here in this four-way, well,
I do have somebody that wants to add something toward, I think, an announcement or some sorts regarding the upcoming match here, and I think the whole situation now with RCW. Are you coming on here now? Who are you now?
Yeah.
Are you an owner of PWF? Is that what
I'm a co-owner, Tom? You know this.
It was I mean, I see the name. I was going to refer to you as Omen Black, but I mean, you tell me really.
Who? Yeah, I'm just kidding. We all know Omen Black, but
let's put the screen up. There you go.
One come on here and talk about. I'm happy that Jovi's bringing back the RCW movement, basically, but I want to pretty much offer a business relationship between PWF and the RCW.
What do you got in mind, brother?
Well,
I'm listening. I'm interested.
The way you said it was like, was there a devil in the details or something?
I don't know. I'm all ears.
Well, right. I know that you guys are coming down this weekend.
That is correct.
And, I've been noticing the PWF title hasn't really been defended quite a bit lately. Except for a winter clash where Justin Parsley, the champion, defends his title against Soldier GP.
Well, he's defended. That's nice
but
of him.
We got to figure out a number one contender for the winner of that match. So I'm kind of proposing a gold rush between RCW talent, PWF IMF talent this weekend. Let's crown a number one contender for January.
All right.
Wow, that's a pretty forward move there. Wow, I mean, that sounds like it's reigniting underground wrestling circuit there and some. Wow, that's pretty clever. That's why he's an owner.
What's best? Let's 2 matches, 4 contenders. Winner of those matches will face off, and the winner of that match will face the winner of Soldier GP and Justin Parsley. And let's start with Nicholas Crenson, the RCW champion, going against a former RCW champion, Freddie Daniels.
Oh, that's a game changer. Whoa. Freddie Daniels, a man who very well could have been the IMF World Heavyweight Champion, a man that has held multiple championships this year. And wow, Nicholas Crenson, you have plenty of history with Freddie Daniels on top of that over the past year. A lot of history with him. That's huge.
And the winner of that match will meet the winner of Mr. Brightside versus the Samoan Dragon himself, Il Drago.
Oh, wow. You know what? Boy, Il Drago has been red hot lately. I mean, look at what we saw in the tag match between the Sinners and the Foundation. And, I mean, look at what Il Drago's been doing. And Mr. Brightside, I mean, he has been giving nightmares to everybody. Anthony Steele's had nightmares from him. And Shawn Jovi's had his own dealings with him. And pretty much everybody seems to have dealings with Mr. Brightside. And, boy, that's a true definition of a coin toss.
So
I dig it.
Well, I'm glad because Nicholas Crenson, you may be the champion, but I think I think someone's got your number. But I'm glad to see that you're champion back on top finally after so many months of being pretty much a lackey to Darkfire.
Wow. I wasn't gonna go that far.
Well,
I'm just kidding. I'm just
It's
kidding.
your show. You could do that. I mean, it's your show.
One more thing.
Yes, sir.
So I remember last year, or this year actually, Summer Bash, we crowned the first ever PWF World Heavyweight Champion.
Yes,
Correct.
we did.
Justin Parsley.
Yes, we did.
See, I kind of want to keep that tradition going for this year's Summer Bash. But we already have the World Heavyweight title. So this year's Summer Bash, we will crown the first ever PWF Intercontinental Champion.
Wow, that's real. That's, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, now we're adding more gold in the PWF, and that's going to be taking place at Summer Bash, Summer Bash.
We're
Whoa!
going to be filming more and more often now because I know we've been kind of on a little hiatus with all the drama going down in the Mid-South or whatever it's fucking called.
Yeah.
But PWF is back. We're going to be filming more regularly, so everyone stay tuned for that. And I appreciate the patience.
And speaking of the PWF champion, Justin Parsley. Now, the PWF champion, Justin Parsley, from my understanding, is back on Sportswire Radio Sunday night. Not only is he back 9:00 Eastern time, he's also back with Soldier GP. That's right, Soldier GP, the man that just, oh, by the way, didn't he just pin Justin Parsley, I saw, at Dirty Deeds? And there is going to be a war between those two. I mean, it's basically going to be billed as basically the leaders of the Sinners and the Foundation, those two, in the same room live in prime time to close out the Thanksgiving weekend out. I mean, there's no better way I could think of to close out the Thanksgiving weekend and basically usher in the Cyber Monday shopping deals. That's going to be Justin Parsley and Soldier GP in the same room. Nobody else. There's just those two here. Boy, I mean, listen, I know if I wasn't here, I would want to be here watching that because that's going to be, listen, like no other show we've seen because Justin Parsley returns. Everybody's going to be talking about that one.
Exactly. You know, it's going to be fireworks, Tom. Soldier GP, sure. Justin Parsley, they hate each other. Sinner Foundation, they hate each other. I hate the Sinners. They hate me.
They do. But right now, the Foundation got the upper hand on the Sinners. And Shawn Jovi, by the way, eliminated a man that I'm sure he's going to be talking about. And that man also seems to be having his own problems in the Sinners. So the Sinners, they seem to be the ones right now that are just had the problems people said the Foundation did a few months ago. Right now, it seems to be that the Sinners have those problems right now, not the Foundation. And Omen Black, by the way, he could be adding the IMF World Championship to his resume at Winter Clash because we know that he won the Battle Royal, and we know that when we saw him and Mephisto, the way that kind of ended at Winter Clash, I mean, the Foundation, they could be back the most on top they've ever been if Winter Clash goes the way they think. At the historic 1-year anniversary show of the IMF, boy, it's definitely getting, let's just say, Clash-like, that's for sure, Gladiator-like almost.
Yeah, it's going to be, Winter Clash is going to be the 1-year anniversary for IMF going legit. And I'm more excited for that than anything.
And I think a lot of people should be. And I want to put up a link here because I do want to make sure we support our friends in the IMF because they are closing in on a very important milestone here. That is 2,500 subscribers, 2,500 plus. They are now at 2,640 subscribers. Last I checked, it was 2,490. Now they're at almost 2,700. I mean, this is amazing testament to the IMF and their fan base and the wrestlers that are in their roster. They are closing in on 3,000 subscribers. Congratulations to the IMF. Go out there. I got a bunch of people here right now. Go out there and hit this up. This is their platform. This is basically they own.
Damn, they got 100 subscribers in like 3 hours. That's crazy.
Nice.
I was just bragging to someone earlier about how good
it's that
IMF subscriber.
Match.
Yeah,
the
I
Prince
don't know.
Mephisto match. We don't know why it's blowing up, but it brought a lot of traction to our.
Well, maybe Angela out there in Brooklyn decided that we're getting subscribers in Sheepshead Bay and Garrison Beach and my neighborhoods. I don't know if that's the reason, but there's no question that the IMF, was like $2,490 when I got on the air. Now it's $2,600. So scratch what I said, but they may get to 3,000 by the time they're here because the entire IMF locker room is here on the 19th because Winter Clash we know is the 21st and Sunday. Oh, by the way, we got Soldier GP and Justin Parsley. Boy, it's getting interesting. But yeah, I see a bunch of people. There is the IMF's YouTube channel. Go out there and give the IMF a sub.
Yeah, thank you. And if you haven't already, and you do now, thank you.
I don't know why
all the help really does mean a lot to us.
No, it does. I mean, because it's a company that's 1 year. Congratulations. We're going to celebrate that here on Sportswire. I always buy a ticket. We'll make sure we buy multiple tickets.
And sub to Shawn, Jovi, and RCW, and WC, and DKW, and ROEW, all these guys.
Yes. Definitely those companies we've worked with. We have fantastic relationships with them, and those are companies that we want to
and I also want to extend a congratulations to the IMF Facebook page because now on there
1,000 followers. Yes,
over 1,000 followers.
1,000 followers. Wow, IMF is in the thousands now, and TikTok is doing well. I see, and the IMF is getting followers there. It's
on the rise.
It's on the rise. It's always on the rise.
Just keep going up, Tom.
Where was the IMF never on the rise?
Yeah, there's nowhere else to go but up.
I mean, when we first started, we weren't on the rise. It was a slow burn, but now that we've been.
Listen, Rome wasn't built in a day. I just watched Gladiator 2. They didn't build the Roman Empire in a day. They didn't build the whole mausoleum in 2 seconds. But you guys are doing fantastic. You guys are
we've surpassed companies like a certain company in Indiana.
Who?
We're aiming to surpass the company in Tennessee. So
well, there's one you did already pass that shall name. Was 2 of them actually in Tennessee that we won't even go there with. But yeah, no, you guys have just, But I say it all the time. You guys aren't to me a backyard wrestling company no more. To me, I look at you guys as different because you guys are in the venues and you guys are selling out to people. You guys are.
We are like our good friends, TF Crew.
Shout out to TF Crew. I think TF Crew. TF Crew, I think Gabe is supposed to be here tomorrow unless he forgot, but the TF Crew and UWF out there, Pro Wrestling Venom, very similar to that, where you're in front of an audience. EBW here in Gloucester, New Jersey, very similar to that. That's where you guys are a fabric of the community, and that's what it's all about, really. That's what it's all about. So
we appreciate everything we've gotten throughout the years. So it's only thanks to the guys who put their blood, sweat, and tears into the mat, into the wrestling, into the ring, and the fans watching. So
absolutely no, without the guys in the locker room, they're the ones.
I don't want to talk about all that. We talked about RCW and the relationship with PWF. And that's...
I was waiting for okay, enough with the softballs. What would you like to say?
I pitched my side for PWF.
Yeah. I'm all for it. Thumbs up. You know me.
If RCW needs anything from PWF, here's 2 guys right here that own it.
Yep.
Well,
definitely. I mean, we're
I was
kind
asleep all day, but go ahead.
Oh yeah. I love that idea, Omen, and I really want this. It's a roaming roster, kind of like you guys have at PWF, because I don't have the people, I don't have the ring, I don't have the resources currently, but I do. That is something that could grow in the future. You never know. Like I said, the end game is a super show. And IMF, thanks to you guys have backed me for over a year now. And like I said, Winter Clash coming up, 1 year anniversary. Dude, I was at the first Winter Clash and I loved it. Getting the first taste of a live crowd.
Had a great crowd too, by the way. Well over 100 people were there for that.
Right. It was a game changer, not just for me, but for everyone there that night that wrestled or took part. It was a game changer for a lot of lives.
History was definitely made in the town of Cedar Rapids, Iowa, and IMF the same night.
That is correct, and it was a banger, man. And we're just putting on bangers at in Palo, man. I think IMF is the overall future and the flag bearer of Underground. Like
I agree with that.
I feel like we wave the banner of the leaders of what we have because of how well we're doing, because of the example we set, especially you and Soldier.
Well, appreciate it.
They had a lot of courage. They had a lot of courage to go out there and I think go out and want to say, you know what, I want to go out and put my show into a paying audience and to go out there and try to sell tickets. That's not an easy thing. People
Right.
fall flat on their face in doing that.
Right. It's a huge like risk in general to start a wrestling company, especially one the way IMF did, the way they went in.
I've
where they
seen
w-
British pro wrestling companies in the UK struggle to sell tickets. I've had companies come on from overseas and other indie places around the country that have been here over the past 6 years, and not everybody succeeds. There's a lot of, unfortunately, horror stories of people that try this and it doesn't work out. But these guys had a lot of hustle. They went out there and they're in their community, and I say it all the time. I always take the motto of what former State Senator Marty Golden, one of my former employers, always said: you have to go out and feel the community. These guys go out up and down each and every day. They walk their community. They go out there in front of their supermarkets. They go out there and they shake hands. That's what you're supposed to do. It's like anything else. And that's why the IMF is going to have their 1 year anniversary. They're going to have their 5 year anniversary, their 10 year anniversary, their 20 year anniversary, and so on and so on. And that's because these guys went out there alongside, some of the members of the roster. I'm sure you guys, obviously, Dirty, shout out to Dirty and everybody that, Levi McDaniel, his leadership, and just, people like Freddie Daniels, the Midwest Express, just, everybody in your locker room went out there and they also worked. And that's what it's all about. A rising tide will lift all boats, but the most important part is community. And these guys are a part of their community, and that's why they have been successful.
Exactly.
Okay, well, that's the IMF story. But Shawn Jovi's YouTube page, I see we gained 1 subscriber since I started promoting.
Thank
Let
you.
me get it to another 1 or 2 more. So it's Shawn Jovi. Go out there, hit the sub button for him. I got like 20 people here right now, so go out and hit a sub.
All 20 of you.
Well, I'm not going to go. I'm not going to hog any more time. Just Shawn Jovi, keep killing it.
All right. Appreciate it, brother.
Keep an eye on for the crazy guys and the sinners and that nameless, whatever he's called.
Yeah. You know what it is, man.
You know what it is.
All right. Well, I'm surprised he left. Boy, that was quick. That was really quick.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, you know what? Maybe I want to continue the festivities. I am going to get to somebody that does want to speak, but I don't think it's going to be so much to your liking necessarily. But then again, maybe you will like it. But I did promise something before I get to the chat. I know this has been a celebratory day to start here,
Yes.
Shawn Jovi. We've got our champion here, Nicholas Crenson, who's a 2-time RCW champion. But I do, Shawn Jovi, for those that are listening and watching here on Sportswire Radio, I want to present to you something because obviously this is a celebratory day and RCW is back. And only if you would allow me to share the screen, I would like to present to you something.
I like certificates if that's what it is.
Well,
Is it? If it's not, then I'll take more.
Well, I mean, you basically, but it's wrong one here. But the point was, it was RCW Day here on Sportswire Radio, and we'll fix that one in a second. But unfortunately, you kind of spoiled what I was about to give you here. We'll put it right back up in a minute, but it was to be RCW Day, so I'll have it right back up in a second. But
it's funny because that. Has any company had 2 days on Sportswire?
You
gave one to me already on April 10th with the anniversary day. I'll be the first. If it's not, I want that title first.
You know what? You might have that title. I mean, yes. I would have to say maybe. I think you would because I'm trying to think if CCW's had it. I don't think CCW it's for the event they had it, but they haven't had the day of. So I would have to say probably you would probably be the first person to. So let me put it up here.
I like it. 2 days a year.
Well, this was a special occasion here, but let me now pull up the right certificate now that we have it here. So for those that are listening and watching here, in prime time, the brightest lights, the biggest stage, there you go. It is RCW Day here on November the 26th. We are Reignited Championship Wrestling. And we are definitely very happy to have you here with that. Congratulations. And the strike of 12 brings a new one. Which day am I? I don't know. You tell me. The Soran, I have a riddle for you. I'm a day you feel renewed. I don't know. You tell me. I don't know.
RCW Day, obviously.
Well,
yeah, right.
I don't know. Well, whatever.
Sounds like a Cinderella story to me.
Well, the clock strikes midnight, but obviously RCW hasn't struck midnight, but it is RCW Day here on all Sportswire radio platforms. So congratulations, and we'll give you the certificate because you've gotten a bunch of these before. Let me get to the chat
I
before I
love
get.
them.
Are you want to hang out with us, Nicholas Crenton? Or are you staying here? But
You know what? Why not?
okay, you're gonna stay here because I'm sure it'll get more interesting here. Let me take this off the screen.
Actually, that riddle's it's stuck in my head now.
Yeah, I don't know. Well, let's see who else is. Okay, well, Killshot's in the house. Let me say hello to Killshot. Killshot is a man. He is a promo champion. He has got 4 championship belts now. Killshot was here last Sunday, and he's become a favorite. And I think he'll know the man that we'll probably be talking about here in about 10 or 15 minutes. Management would like to say congratulations. Thank you very much for management in WCE. And you guys have an award show coming up here, year-end award show, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. We should be having the polls up. If they're not up already, they should be up.
No, not yet.
Okay, they should be up within the next day or two. So should not be long at all. We have, I think, 3 options for each category. Please take the time to vote. Please support us. We always appreciate it. So
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. It'll it's definitely a lot to recognize the matches, the stars that need their flowers, and so please vote when they come up.
Yep, I definitely agree with all that. Okay, let's get to more. This is the wrong one. First one, Zilla's in the house. Would like to say hello. How you doing, Zilla? Zilla's the first one. Happy early Thanksgiving. Just thank you, Zilla, for that. She said that on yesterday's stream with BTW. Could be someone's. Oh, I think he referred to your lights. Yeah, the lights. That was the lights there. How you doing, Killshot? There's Killshot again. You are marked. I don't know who's marked.
Ooh, I'm marked.
I thought it was Thanksgiving coming up here. We have people that are telling us we're marked and clock strikes 12. I guess some people.
I'm the last person you should ever want to mark.
I thought people were, Sunday I do a show. We're talking about helping the needy, helping out veterans, and which I'm going to put that link up here for in a second. We got people here with riddles. I mean, boy, some people just unfortunately are never in the holiday spirit, but that's okay. Yep, we congratulate our RPW TWL, one part of those tag team champions. Mr. Killshot is here in the house. Thank you, Killshot, for that. And also, I do want to put my link up here because I promised I would. I want to say hello to my friend, Mr. Chronic Gaming, because Chronic Gaming is supporting a very important charity. And as a matter of fact, he's supporting 5 of them, 5 different charities. We had the pleasure to actually support that here on Sportswire Radio on Sunday's show. So there we go. It is Chronic's Countdown from December 1st to January 4th. We have 5 different charities here. One of them is to help women get into broadcasting and also some veterans groups. We also have a few other ways to get in touch with him. That's his X page, Chronic Gaming 02. You can get in touch with him on Twitch. You can get in touch with him on Kick. You can get in touch with him on TikTok and Instagram, Chronic Gaming. He was very kind to be here to talk about his important charity. So every day he's streaming, and for 1 week, it's a different stream or charity that he'll be streaming for. He usually plays Minecraft and Call of Duty, among a few other games. So that's where you can get into. Yeah, great guy. Obviously did it. He raised $2,600 last year for his last event. So he's going to do some more. I support him, and I hope everybody else will support him as well.
Yeah, definitely.
Yep, definitely important call. He's going to be on here between the 1st and the 4th to tell us how progress is. Yes, we love Killshot. Also here, I wonder how many earbuds, headphone speakers Tom's introductions have destroyed. I can tell you it's destroyed a lot of my USB cables. I don't know if it's destroyed earbuds and headphones, but I can tell you I've went through this year alone probably about like 30 different USBs, and this one will probably last me another week. So
there's a line from the Guitar Hero games that I'll always remember that makes me think of you, Tom. 11 is louder than 10.
Oh, what's that? Spinal Tap, though. That was the whole.
I know, but that was like a quote on the original one. It just stuck with me. I'm like, yeah, 11 is definitely louder than 10. And you make it an 11 every time. I love it.
That's the whole point. I always think of Spinal Tap when he was going, it's 11. Does it go up to 11? It wants to go up more to 11. Let's see here. 25 more days, Tom. But we have a question for you. May we be invited onto Sportswire the next time the IMF locker room comes on? I mean, I'm not the owner of it. I mean, so I don't see any reason why not. I mean, I let everybody come on the platform as long as they, their outside things don't match certain things that we've obviously weeded out, I think, in the backyard circuit. But I would say, sure, why not? I mean, at this point, people have heard a lot about the Nameless One, and it's Nameless Ones now. So I thought it was Nameless One. Now it's Nameless Ones. So we believe the people would finally. Well, I guess it's the holiday spirit, but yeah, that'll be December 19th. So I don't see why not. Even though
I would love to meet these nameless ones who,
but they're nameless.
Yeah, who want to be nameless and probably, they just want to get out of their mother's basements.
I mean, I'm going to reserve judgment on that for some people because that's a different conversation for a different time. Yes, how you doing, Killer Shot? Good to see you. Want to say hello to my friend, Mr. Ultimate Gamer. Ultimate Gamer is from the Backyard Wrestling Nexus Discord chat, and I want to say hello to all my friends in the Nexus because the Nexus is an important part of Sportswire Radio. We have a lot of great groups here. Legendary Backyard Wrestling was inducted into the Hall of Fame last Saturday. They're in the Nexus. We also had on Anthony Arias, who was the Nexus leader, but now he's Razor Rage. We have a bunch of different people. Ace Reed, who's from the Nexus with BWDU, and I want to shout out the Ultimate Gamer for that. After all, we are all for you, the people. Okay, well, the people is definitely good. I want to say hello to one half of the Wrestling Zero Tag Team Champions, Mr. Rob Ryan. I want to say hello to Mr. Ryan. And I got to give a shout out to our friends here in Wrestling Zero because Wrestling Zero is in the land down under. And why is Wrestling Zero important? Because I am on the board of directors. And I want to make sure we support Wrestling Zero. Make sure if you can, give them a sub. They're at 118 subscribers. They were at 117 when we plugged it last night. So I got one yesterday here in the chat. So there's a bunch of us here right now. So do me a favor, hit the sub button for us, and that'll get us to 119 and 120. It's wrestling_XERO. So make sure you do that. We'll support. The nameless ones, are you a guy or a girl? We are many. Yeah, I think Zilla was trying to do her investigative reporting.
Oh, great, Legion.
That's not going to work. Yes, hello there to Rob Ryan. Yes, I love saying hello to Rob. The nameless ones is a group or no? Well, I think they just said they were many ones, so you can take that for what it is. Our friends here in the IMF, congratulations to them, 2,600 plus subscribers. That is a lot of subscribers. And everybody's doing good. We're obviously talking about RCW has been reignited. Nicholas Crenson is here, the RCW champion. And speaking of people, you definitely know what time it is. Soldier GP, Mr. Jovi, and Soldier's back on Sunday with Justin Parsley. I know what side you're going to be on. You're definitely Team Foundation all the way next Sunday. Yeah, I figured that. Somebody would like to say Jovi. Hello there to Jovi. I don't know. Do you know who this is?
Sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah. I know who that is. I know.
Okay. All right. Well, thank you for that.
It was the filter that threw me off.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, thank you for that. And if you are here, hit the sub button for us on Sportswire Radio. We would appreciate that. Sportswire Radio 6579. So I heard about championships and also backyard wrestling. Yes, there are backyard wrestling companies and underground wrestling companies, and like Promo Wrestling, they have championships. And maybe Killshot knows something that I don't know. Yes, you are definitely asking questions to the nameless ones, but the nameless ones aren't here. But you might be able to get some insights on December 19th, when I'm sure Mr. Jovi and Mr. Crenson will be here. I think we answered the PWF situation, right? We handled that earlier. Let's see what else. Will Ospreay is a great wrestler, and he was in the GBYWN. We watched that here with Sick Rick, by the way. We saw the hype video is finally out between Sick Rick and Marcus Santafonte there.
It's actually a music video of the match, and my God, it's amazing.
Dude,
it's amazing.
Probably the best match in Backyard Underground this year.
It's definitely one of the many matches that I would have on my list for sure. Right. Even though Stick Rick basically said, well, we're not really in a backyard wrestling venue. We're actually inside in an indoor venue, which was kind of, I think that we spoke about that with Rick. So,
I mean, it is what it is. It's wrestling. Yeah.
It's wrestling. Exactly.
All wrestling matters.
Yes. And that's what we try to do here. And thanks to our Promo Wrestling friends who are here as well. Hello, everyone. Yes. How you doing? Yep. Hello to Mr. Ultimate Gamer. This man who I know will be a topic here very shortly. If I wanted to take that away from him, I could do it in 10 seconds. Somebody is trying to bring up Summer Bash. You want to comment or not? Move on? Okay, fair enough. We're not commenting on that. Okay. But Nicholas Crenson, how you doing? I think Nicholas is doing good, right? You doing good, Nicholas, today or what? You feeling better? That's good. Anthony Steele sucks certain names. Okay, well, there is definitely people that don't like Anthony Steele. That's definitely, I'm seeing that well documented. Zilla, though, on the other hand, is a fan of Anthony Steele. And Bree,
Gross.
you sit there like the fake Foundation fan you are, and you shut your mouth because you weren't saying that last show. And he said that 3 times over. So I think
she knows what it is. That's the difference between Steele and her.
okay, well, 4 up, 4 down. You know what it is.
See,
Okay.
I told you.
Okay, all right. The Sinners rules. Okay, Zilla, those Team Sinners. Look, I understand that the women that aren't mouth breathers from Palo and Iowa as a whole love to watch me whoop everyone from the Foundation, but it's okay because your entourage will try to have your back. But it didn't seem like necessarily that was the case, though. I mean, we'll get to this and why he tried to seem like extend his hand. And how about you and him in that battle royal, by the way? You remember that?
Yeah.
Remember that battle royal? You remember that?
It was a good battle royal.
Yeah, and you eliminated him, didn't you?
Yeah, it was a good
did.
time.
All right, there you go. I knew somebody remembered.
I didn't win, but
you eliminated him.
Yeah, it's a victory in itself.
Well, there you go. But just know that there's always a place for all the women that know the Sinners will top any faction or fake brotherhood that any company has to offer. Okay, that's some strong comments. Kayla knows what I'm talking about right now. How you doing, Kayla? I miss you at the shows. Okay, appreciate that people are tuned in. I don't know much about that. I will always have your back, the IMF US champion, the real deal, Anthony Steele. Rob would like to say hello to Omen, who left. He had business to attend to. Hello, Anthony Steele. I definitely miss being there, but we'll be back before long. And speaking to people, what always gets real with him, Mr. Justin Parsley, who, but it was good to see him wrestle in a relevant place, though, for the first time in a while. So that was good.
I'm just glad we got off of the Anthony Steele train.
Yeah, it took him long enough in a place that, there wasn't any issues where he was prior. Thank you for that. Want to say hello to my friend Kyle Shelby, and I want to give my thoughts and prayers to Kyle because I promised I would do it on the air, and Kyle's been waiting for me to say it. Unfortunately, I know there was a huge loss here in the Michigan wrestling community about the loss of Greg Caton Jr. I believe it's Caton Jr., and unfortunately, he passed away way too young. And he was a huge fabric of the Michigan wrestling community. And definitely want to say our thoughts and prayers to his wife, Cherish Leslie Dubé Clayton. And definitely a man that did a lot in the wrestling community. And my thoughts and prayers goes out to, unfortunately, his family. And terrible thing here. He was found missing finally after being missing for over 4.5 months. And his just terrible thing. Want to say thoughts and prayers to his son. Just horrible situation. Just unbelievable that this happens this day and age. But my thoughts and prayers to the family of Greg Caton Jr., a man that did a lot in the Michigan wrestling community. And my thoughts and prayers go out to his wife and son. And please keep your thoughts and prayers into her and his son, who's obviously that's a very, very horrible thing there. And what's that beeping noise? I don't know. Somebody cooking something? Is that what it is? Yep. Congratulations to the IMF. IMF is definitely uprising. Thank you, Liz, for that. What's up, Zilla Killer? I think because Kyle's been getting used to being in the chat. Kyle's here Saturday night. Very excited about that. Are we going to see the nameless ones at Winter Clash? I don't know. I don't know that answer. There's the beep again. Is it a smoke alarm? Was there a beep here, or am I missing?
Yeah, I think I heard a beep earlier. Kind of sounded like a smoke alarm.
Was it a beep? Where was the?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Omen pulled an Adonis and didn't want to change his thing.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay, because I'm like, where's the beep? Soldier confirmed his support for the PWF RCW relationship, which is very good. Well, breaking news, Mr. Shawn Jovi, you have the support and the ring. So there you go. So RCW will continue also in Appleton, and you'll definitely have support. Also, we're looking forward to award show. A lot more talk with that. Kyle gave you a sub.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. We're gonna make sure Kyle gets his subs in a little while. Yep. Thank you for that. Beeping must have been Omen's microwave. That's a good point, microwave. The champ is back from the RPW TWL champ. Yeah, Killshot is a guy you want to tune into him. I can't say when he's going to be back, but he's going to be here very, very soon. anybody and everybody knows that Kyle Shelby is the greatest world heavyweight champion in the history of professional backyard and underground wrestling god tier. Something tells me that I think there'd be some people that may have differences of opinions on that, but we'll leave it in.
That's got to take some balls to make that claim.
Well, he's a big guy. He's here in prime time, and why not? Hey, Tom, I want you to do me a favor. Stay tuned to the match. I'm going to tune in. Yes, definitely. That'll be right on April's page, right? I'll definitely be watching that for sure. That's on April's page. When we're off the air, I'll definitely check that out. Is the nameless one Joe Buckenheimer? I think that's related to somebody that was in the IMF. I don't know that. I wouldn't know.
I don't know, but if you see him, ask him where my internet title is.
That's
Anyway,
a great
Tom,
question. Yes.
Mr. Jovi, I'm going to bid you to adieu.
Oh, okay. Well,
what
you're going to stay?
Prior commitments.
Okay. Well, thank you,
take
champ.
care
We
of.
appreciate that. We'll wish you a lot of luck coming up here this weekend. And
Later, champ.
definitely happy Thanksgiving. That was Nicholas Crenton. Okay, so that he left. That was quick. I thought he was going to hang out with us. But Justin, the beeping was your hearing aid battery going off because you're old. Is Parsley that old?
I can't remember. He might be older than me, which would make
Because
him older
I'm
than
old,
us.
Omen, you are. It's a contradiction. Proud Iowan. Let me guess. Palo native. Okay. Me for seeing who the nameless ones are. Presley. Yeah, Greg, terrible situation. I mean, the fact that they found his body, I don't even want to talk about how he died.
Yeah,
it's a terrible story. Just
sounds tragic enough.
It's horrible. It reminds me of, I will just say it very briefly. In college, there was somebody I knew that went to my college and passed away in a similar situation. And I don't even want to get into it. It still chokes me up a little bit. I was in law class at the time. So we'll move on with that. But okay, I got everything out of the way. But we got all that business in. But Shawn Jovi, you apparently have some other business that you would like to attend to because I mentioned the IMF and I mentioned Winter Clash coming up, and certainly we spoke about earlier a little bit about a battle royal very briefly a few minutes ago, and from what I recall, correct. Didn't you eliminate somebody that took away something from you that you used to be called the America's resident rock star for? America's rock star. You remember anything about this battle royal at 30 Days?
Yeah, I think I do. I recall eliminating one Anthony Steele.
Oh, that guy.
Yeah, that guy. The guy who runs his mouth way too much on Sportswire.
Well, that's certainly a theme. But, why is that so important for the audience? Okay, you eliminated Anthony Steele. He did have a hard-fought match with Omen Black. He had a very hard-fought match with him. I was kind of confused by some of the, I guess, mixed signals I got from Mr. Steele. But why is that so important, Mr. Jovi?
Well, you see, he has something that belongs to me.
Yeah, he has something that belongs to you. I mean, you left, Mr. Jovi. There you go. You left. But
I don't know what happened, but
okay, so he has something that belongs to you. I mean,
yes, he has my Keith Howard. He has the IMF United States Championship of America, and the thing is, he had to resort to cheating to defeat me for it. His little brother had to give him some cute little brass knuckles to pound right into my head just so he can get the W. Very cute, Steele. Makes you a real deal, all right. Makes you my real meal when it comes to
you did mention about him and the McDonald's Wi-Fi, and you did certainly bring that up a lot on last.
Well, yeah, I mean, that little McChicken won't have the balls to show up here.
Wait a minute. Wait. Time out. Can you repeat that again? Because are you sure you're talking about Anthony Steele? What did you just say again?
I said I bet that little McChicken wouldn't have the balls to show up right now.
Are you sure about that? This is Anthony Steele. We're not talking about other people in the backyard circuit or the underground circuit that, they're not comfortable in communicating themselves. This is Anthony Steele. This is a guy that's the most controversial figure in backyard and underground wrestling history. This is a guy that he doesn't mind dishing it out. He isn't a guy that's afraid. He doesn't back down from anything. He's a guy that he even bucks his own groupies in the Sinners. He's even bucked them.
Parsley's a way better leader. But here's what the deal is, Tom. Mr. Real Seal Arf Arf, I talk too much himself. He's got nothing on me. I eliminated him from the Battle Royal.
We're
He
about
may
to
have
watch
won
it right now.
He may have won Keith Howard from me.
And there it goes. You just eliminated
Yeah, look at
Anthony
that.
Steele.
Yeah, look at that.
Wow.
Isn't that great? Anyway, so Steele, before he beat me for Keith Howard, the United States Championship, he said when he beats me, he'll give me a rematch anytime he wants for any stipulation. And that is why I'm hoping he has the balls to show up, because I think I've come up with that.
So do you think right now, because you've taken a different path than prior appearances here when it comes to Mr. Steele, and he said a lot about you in the past, and it seems like to me the roles are reversed right now, because I recall correctly, Mr. Steele was basically talking about you were the weak link of the foundation. He was talking about you, and you really weren't much of a representation of America, and he didn't care much about it. And he said a number of different things about you and didn't seem to be much respectful towards you. But you seem to have taken a play out of his playbook, or a page out of his playbook, I might even say, and you want him to be here. Are you sure about that? Because I can do that right now if you want.
Wait, he's backstage?
Well,
are you saying right now, Tom, that he is
I'm
backstage?
telling you right now, by calling out Anthony Steele, he's decided now that it's time for him to respond, because you've basically taken a page out of his playbook, and now he wants to respond, especially after what we just saw here. We saw the footage. You just eliminated the real deal Anthony Steele. That really happened.
I mean, yeah,
number one contender for the world title. So do you want me to bring him on?
You know what, Tom? I'll take the humor. Let's go. Bring him.
He's here
with his usual shitty shades of my Keith Howard award.
You wanted it, Jovi. You got it. Anthony Steele's back on Sportzwire. I mean, this is a different take from you, Shawn Jovi.
Let's get real.
Oh, it feels good to still be right.
Still be right.
Yeah. What are you right about?
I told you, Jovi, when I first came here that I was going to go through the foundation. You were number one, and then everyone doubted what I was going to do at Dirty Deeds with Omen Black. I told you I had a plan, and that was to endure as much pain and let him wear himself out. And that's what I did. And I retained the United States Championship at Dirty Deeds.
Well, I appreciate you keeping it warm for me, buddy.
But you went to shake his hand, it looked like to me. You didn't seem like...
Did I not say that I would do that? I asked him the question, what would happen if when I beat you, I extend my hand? And you see, what happened was not what I thought was going to transpire. See, what I thought was going to happen is Omen was going to show respect. I was trying to give Omen the respect that he deserved. And then Parsley wanted to take matters in his own hands and attack me. All right. I give you that one, Parsley. You had number on Anthony Steele for a good 45 minutes. Because then, like I've been saying, actions have consequences. And the consequences of your actions, Parsley, is while we might be a team, you don't put your hands on me, because I'll put my hands on you back.
But how could you still consider yourself a sinner after what Mr. Parsley did to you? I mean, that was something. I mean, I thought you guys were brothers. You were tag team partners.
We argue when we fight. We argue when we fight.
Right. That was more than Anthony. That was more than fighting. I mean, you were put down. I mean, Justin and Felix put you down. I've never seen anybody put you down like that.
And what happened to him in the Battle Royal? Folded his ass like an omelet.
I mean, I did the same to you, man.
Jovi eliminated you, though.
And yes, Jovi. I give you that. I
flipped you like a stack of pancakes
of eliminating Anthony Steele, because you did what I did. You did what I did in September. I took advantage of you having too much on your plate, and you took advantage of me having too much on mine.
Right.
And I give you that. I give you the props. So obviously I'm here because you want to issue that rematch clause. I gave you my word. Whenever and whatever type of match that you want, you will get. So at Winter Clash, it is going to be Anthony Steele and Shawn Jovi. But what do you want? What kind of match do you want for me to beat you at?
I mean, Steele, let's think here. There's a lot of things I could do and a lot of match types to you. We could even have a ladder match. We could have a no holds barred match. We could have a chairs match. We could have a United States title on a pole match, and I get to whoop your ass that way. No. But here's the thing. I don't want any of those kind of matches. In fact, if anybody truly knows me the way they know me, they know I like playing my own games. So I don't necessarily think it's going to take one weapon to beat him. I don't think it's going to take two weapons to beat Steele. No. Instead, it's going to be three. And I think you know what three weapons I'm talking about, Tom. 3 doors.
Oh my goodness!
So
just
when,
like
when it comes to 3 doors, what is the one thing that resembles the 3 doors that will break before I can even sanction a match with Anthony Steele? That's right, 3 doors down.
Well, you know what? Anthony Steele could very well be down for the count 1, 2, 3, just like what we're seeing here. And Anthony Steele.
Here comes the trifecta, baby. The 3 doors down.
Ago,
3.
You know, Anthony, you walked into the IMF a couple months ago, and you were basically Mr. Bravado. You had all this confidence, all this swagger. But what I saw at Dirty Deeds is that you're a man. You're basically a man under fire right now. You are under fire. You got fire from your sinners brethren. You got Jovi who took you down. Omen Black. And then, oh, by the way, there's some guy Brightside. There's some guy Brightside that he was certainly targeting you quite a bit. And he even had a few things to say last week about you on his YouTube page. And everybody's still talking about that. So Anthony Steele, you certainly might be the real deal. You might be the U.S. champion for now, but having that gold is certainly putting a lot of pressure on you, and you're under more fire than I've ever seen you, whether it's here, whether it's in the promo wrestling community and other feds that you used to be in that shall name nameless. And I mean, now you got to go through a 3 doors down with Shawn Jovi. I mean, you might know what time it is.
Hold that thought. Back up about 30 seconds on that video. I want to show you something.
Okay, we're going to go right back to it for the audience. We're here with Shawn Jovi, America's former resident rock star, now the resident rock star, Anthony Steele.
I want to show you something very interesting.
Okay, you tell me where I'm going.
A little further. A little further. Go to the part where, that part. Anthony, you look so much better on your.
I'm gonna go like this. Hold on, hold that thought.
You don't have keep the volume where it's at. I just wanted to show everybody what it's like when Anthony's Steele on his back like a bitch. Yeah, look at that. On your back like the bitch you are, Steele. That's gonna.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, did you just hear that? Justin Presley said, "You take orders from me, Anthony Steele." Justin Presley, let me repeat what he just said. You take orders from me, Anthony Steele. I've never heard anybody say that in other places that shall name nameless to you. I certainly didn't hear that in the promo wrestling community when you were there. I didn't hear that with James Taylor, the nemesis James Taylor. But I heard Justin Presley. Let me play this tape for the audience once again. And by the way, Justin Presley is here Sunday night, 9 o'clock Eastern time here on all Sportswire radio platforms. But let's go back to the tape and let's repeat it one more time. That's right. I am the leader. You take orders from me. And he shouted that down to you. I am the leader. You take orders from me, Anthony Steele.
And you call me a lackey. You call me a lackey, Steele.
You take orders from
At least my brother and don't have to beat me up to know my place.
Okay. So let it be known. Let it be known. Parsley, I love you, bro. I do. But what you did,
Get a room.
Do you love him? That don't sound like a
you
guy I
did,
love.
what you did, hold on, give me Parsley. I'm gonna talk directly to you. What you did, you knew was wrong. And you knew that there was gonna be a reaction. And when I got my hands on you in that battle royal, what orders did I take? Because the orders that was supposedly given was I was going to make you win. See, at that point, I knew where it was. And there's a one thing that I have to give Omen Black. Omen Black said in that battle royal, it's a kill or be killed situation. It is a every man for himself, whether it's the foundation, the sinners, or anyone else. And now that I know it's that easy to launch you like a fucking missile straight out of the Palo Community Center,
Launch me.
your time's gonna come. But
Jovi?
what I'm more
Launch
focused
me.
on right now, I'm not focused on Parsley. I'm not focused on Brightside. I'm focused on you, Jovi.
But how
Right.
could you be
See
100%
right there.
focused on Jovi, though? How could you be? Because Brightside has been like
Here's
all
the
over
difference.
you.
Here's the
All right.
difference. Here's the difference.
Go for it.
And Jovi, I want you to hear this, man.
Let's hear it.
Right there, you see me laid out.
Yeah,
It
look,
took-
it's a pretty good look for you.
It took them after me battling. It took them after me battling Omen Black, taking weed whackers to the back, taking thumbtacks, mirrors, trash can lids, anything and everything that he could possibly get his hands on to try and beat me. It took after that, going through all of that and doing a sneak attack. See, that's the difference between what's happening next month, Jovi. Is when me and you step in that ring, there's no sneak attacks. There's no me having a match and you coming in and taking your shot. It's me and you at the start of that bell and to the end of that bell. And you can do 3 doors. You could put me through 3 doors, but as I proved to Omen Black, it's going to take a lot more than a couple weapons to keep me down. So I'm glad. I'm glad that that's the match type that you picked. Because I'm going to tell you this. It's time for me to rewrite history in 2 different ways. It is time that at Winter Clash on December 21st, 2024, I won. It beat you again for the IMF United States Championship and retain this time. That's rewriting history number 1. And rewriting history number 2 is let it be known. Last time you fought in that match type, who won, Jovi? Who won?
I believe
That's,
that was Soldier G. That was Soldier GP.
It was Soldier. And
was
it
Soldier
was
GP
when.
that was last year.
obviously-
But you know what? The difference between then and now is little did I realize that loss made me a stronger competitor and a better competitor, and it punched my ticket to IMF and the foundation.
Look.
Now, I may not have wanted it at first. I may
Okay.
not have. I was a WC guy through and through, but my horizons have expanded, and that's where we are now as I take you on in a few weeks.
Jovi,
here.
December
same thing that
21st
you
for the
just
audience, by the way.
the same thing that you just said is what Omen Black said days before 30Ds. That he's a different beast. He's a different version of himself than the last time that I faced him. You're saying you're a different version of yourself since the last time it's stepping in that match. See, I just won a match against Omen Black that Omen Black thought he could not lose in.
But you'd also
what
had
makes you
Justin
think-
Parsley put
what
you
makes
down,
you
though.
think-
Yeah.
What makes you think that you can do the same thing? What makes you think that just because you've gained relevancy, just because you've gained mentorship from Soldier GP, just because you gained enough energy to try to fight this battle, what makes you think that you have the power to do it all over again? Because what you are failing to realize is, Jovi, the match that you just put in place, that you yourself just set yourself up for, means no rules. It means there's more than just doors that can be used there.
That's
And it
correct.
means-
And no
it means-
excuses.
It means that the same dude that I brought in September can show back up in December and hand me those
But
same
you know what, Anthony
brass
Steele?
knuckles.
I have been interrupted because there's somebody here that wants to say something because you mentioned their name. Well, actually, hold off on that thought. Hold off on that thought. We're gonna hold off on that thought for a minute. So actually, don't get your hopes up just yet, Anthony. But I think you make some good points. But I'll tell you the difference though between Omen Black and Shawn Jovi right now is that when Omen Black walked into that match with you, you didn't have the problems you have now. I mean, you could tell me and you could tell the audience that you and Justin Parsley, everything's fine. Justin Parsley can tell me everything's all hunky dory. It's a brotherhood. He can compare the foundation and what happened with Jovi. But no, you can't compare because that was Anthony Steele. Justin Parsley said, I am the leader. You take orders from me. Soldier GP and Omen Black never said that to Shawn Jovi. They never said that to him. And on top of that, you've got this bright side guy who he's not affiliated with anybody. And we still don't know the score there with that. We don't know what time it is with that. We don't know if it's 4 up, 4 down with him. I mean, you're bringing on the pets. I mean, you might want to bring the pets with you. You might want to certainly bring the dogs because maybe you need the dog and the cat. Wait a minute.
Put mine
Dog
versus
versus
yours.
cats.
Put mine versus yours.
My cat's cuter. Yours is a goddamn dog.
The dog. That,
Look at him.
Anthony Steele.
I'm gonna
is
dress
that
him
what
up
we're
like
resorting
Max.
to here on Sportswire?
I'm gonna dress him up like Max
What, from the Grinch?
from the Grinch.
Is he gonna
Anthony
pull your
Steele.
sleigh too, you big fat ass?
Yeah, he is.
Are you gonna be his little Santa Claus?
And speaking of people who have arrived, Nolan Money
God.
McDermott is live. And shout out to Texas Red and Rocky. by the
Yes,
way,
Fozzie, that's your cue to leave. Nolan's here.
No, that's not true.
I know. I'm just kidding.
But
There you go,
obviously,
I'm gonna put it.
put it like this.
The time for talk will be in a mere 3 weeks, Jovi.
And by the way,
That's
IMF
when we-
management has come in and said it's official. 3 doors down.
Yeah.
Maybe for the United States Championship in the rematch. Anthony Steele, the most controversial figure in backyard and underground wrestling history, the United States champion from the IMF, also a member of the Sinners. Although you may know what time it is there, I don't. But Shawn Jovi, the resident Rockstar Foundation member through and through, is going to be getting a
Jovi.
shot once again to become. You would be now. I think the most times held the U.S. championship, right? You win this match, you would be the most successful U.S. champion in history, right? I'm not mistaken.
Third time's a charm.
And that's
Jovi,
that's a lot in the
I'm
line
gonna
there.
tell you the same thing. I'm gonna tell you the same thing that I told Omen Black. When I beat you at Winter Clash, and I extend my hand, what are you gonna do?
Steele, you may say I may not have the power to beat you. I don't need power. I have the heart of a champion. I've always had that heart of a champion. And win, lose, or draw, I mean, there's really no draws in this match. But nonetheless, Steele, I will shake your hand after this match. You will earn my respect if you can get away with defeating me in 3 doors down.
But I have an alternate point. Will Justin Parsley, Anthony Steele, allow you once again to extend that hand? Should you?
Yeah, make sure you ask Parsley first.
Because
He
Justin
needed
Parsley and
permission.
Felix Jones, they didn't seem like they were too thrilled with that. They weren't fun.
I'm gonna put it like this.
Okay.
I did it at Dirty Deeds. Didn't ask for permission. Didn't need permission. I told you. And Parsley, I hope you're fucking listening.
I think he's here in the chat.
I don't need your permission. I don't want your permission. I'm going to do what I got to do at Winter Clash on December 21st. And Jovi, I'm going to give you the same respect. Because I told you since day one, I respect you. I like you. But business is business. And when it comes to the IMF United States Championship, that's business. I have to do what I have to do to keep that around my waist. So I will extend the same hand that I extended to Omen Black.
All right.
When I win, Parsley, Is karma going to strike twice?
You see,
now, Anthony, I'm sure you heard though that Mr. Parsley is here Sunday night. Have you heard about that?
Congratulations, Parsley. Congratulations. See, because here's the difference, Parsley. While you were so busy worrying about what I was doing, you and Felix lost.
They did.
You and Felix got pinned by the foundation.
Justin Parsley got pinned by the foundation. Justin Parsley did. Justin Parsley, not even Felix. Justin Parsley did. And Soldier GP, he played the same game that Justin Parsley's been playing all this time. He used the family there. He used an eye for an eye.
Soldier. I respect that. I respect those heelish tendencies coming out. Mind games, man.
Maybe it's the haircut that Justin Parsley had. Maybe that haircut was ill-advised. Maybe that haircut really. I mean, he and Felix, they look like they like at a bad 1980s movie. They look like they basically came out of like 1986 called. 1986 called, and the bird patch doesn't work, and it's 2024. Maybe that's what it was. Maybe they should have advised you on maybe some grooming tips or maybe some hairstyle there, because you seem to know it all, Anthony.
I don't want to look like I came from a bad 80s movie. I want to look like a champion. I want to look like a real champion, because little known fact, Parsley, if you want to get real, I've defended my championship more than you have.
And you've had more IMF appearances recently than Mr. Parsley, right? Haven't you been the one? But Anthony, haven't you been the guy that's really been carrying the water for the Sinners? Because where's Ox been? We don't know where Ox been. Isaiah Rage, he's yesterday's news, and Felix has had his own struggles, and maybe Anthony, maybe you're the leader of the Sinners. Maybe it's not you taking orders from Justin Parsley. Maybe it should be you telling Justin Parsley to take orders from you, because nobody tells you to do anything.
God, don't feed his ego.
Listen, Anthony, they tried that in other places. They tried that in other places. That never worked.
That's not feeding my ego, Jovi. And I'm going to say this.
Yeah.
And Jovi, you can respect something. And I know you can respect what I'm about to say. Parsley, if it wasn't for me saving your ass at Summer Bash, that PWF championship wouldn't be around your waist. If it wasn't for me saving you from getting eliminated all those times and you yelling, steal, steal, steal.
I remember that.
You would not
he does yell like that, by the way.
The PWF World Championship. And now it is you versus Soldier GP at Winter Clash. It is now you and Soldier one-on-one, and I'm going to tell you this right now, Parsley. I'm going to be watching your match very, very closely.
You are?
And then when it comes, and I'm going to say this, after I beat Jovi, no offense, buddy, I'm going to watch you, and I'm going to see how you do. And I'll make my own decision on whether I'm a sinner or if I'm with someone else.
But what about this guy Brightside? This guy Brightside, he's not done with you. Anthony, you're getting it from all ends.
I launched him twice in one night.
Yeah, but Brightside, you ain't getting rid of him so easily. Brightside, this guy Brightside, Nicholas Crenson, oddly enough, gave him his own championship rights and privileges, but this guy Brightside, I could play his promo. I don't want to get it too personally, because I know that's really a situation that I don't even want to get in the middle of. But why do you think Mr. Brightside has targeted you the way it is? Is it because of your history, your checkered history with comments in WCE? Has he been a loyalist to WCE, maybe even more so than Shawn Jovi? Was he offended by certain things you've said about that company? He's been a WCE guy. Why do you think that Mr. Brightside continues to target you? I think that's a question a lot of people are still wondering right now.
Greed.
What makes him greed? What makes him so greedy?
He wants something that he knows he can't obtain. He wants championship gold. And he sees that I'm coming after his WCE brothers. As I put it, I can beat Crimson for the RCW world title in just 10 seconds. I've done it before. I can do it again. I've beaten Shawn Jovi, the resident rock star, for the IMF United States Championship. And come the 21st, it'll be for a second time. See, Brightside wants what I have, and that is fame and glory and championship gold.
I don't think
Brightside.
he's for that. He
But
doesn't breathe the same
Brightside.
air you do.
Brightside,
Yeah.
you hold on. I'm gonna tell you the tell.
Okay, tell me the tale.
Brightside,
I want to know.
You think it's because of my ego on why you want to destroy me. You want to hurt me. But as it seems, Omen wanted to hurt me. Omen wanted to kill me at Dirty Deeds. And I'm still standing. I'm still the IMF United States champion. I'm still live on Sportswire Radio, the #1 platform in all of wrestling, underground, backyard, and professional.
And promo wrestling now, by the way. Make sure you put promo
And
wrestling.
promo
in there.
wrestling. See, Brightside, the more I hear you speak is the more that I hear the dumbass Wisconsin boy come out. And I'm going to show you on the 21st what happens to dumbass Wisconsin boys.
Any more of one.
Well, he don't seem like that he wants the fame. He don't seem like he wants the gold. He doesn't see. Seems like he just. I don't think you've ever dealt with anything like him, Anthony. You've been in a lot of places, wrestled a lot of people. You've battled a lot of promo people over the years. Even I'll include them because they've become a part of our platform and our community now, and I'm really happy to have some of them here right now. But I mean, Anthony, this is somebody that, and Mr. Jovi knows firsthand. He's lost to Mr. Brightside before. He's been attacked here on this platform from Mr. Brightside. There is nobody you've ever dealt with like him. Nobody. He doesn't care for any of the things that you said. I don't think you know. I think you know less about him than the nameless one. I think you know less than him than the nameless one about him. That's what I to me, you have no idea what you're getting into with this guy.
And you're right. You're right. Anthony still has a lot of targets. Anthony still has Shawn Jovi. Anthony still has Mr. Brightside. Anthony still has the nameless one. Anthony still has the entire foundation. And Anthony still has possibly some of the sinners coming after him.
I think you
Anthony
do.
Steele has always been a targeted man. Anthony Steele is the one that opens his mouth and makes sure I close a lot of others.
Almost at the top.
And you see,
But that, my good friend,
that's what I'm used to. Tom, you should know this. You've seen my history. You've watched my career. I love to open my mouth and to bring forth people that want to close
But this
it. And
guy
very,
is
very
unlike
few.
anybody you've dealt with in your history.
And
Joey
I've
knows
heard
this.
that. I've heard that. I've heard the same
The way
thing
he's
last
speaking
month.
right now. Look at him. This guy has no cares in the world. He doesn't even know where he is right now.
And that's the thing. That's the thing. He has nothing to lose.
No, he doesn't.
Omen Black had nothing to lose at Dirty Deeds.
Omen Black
Shawn
and you do
Jovi.
have history. You have a long history with Omen
Shawn
Black.
Jovi,
it never happened.
come Winter Clash, has nothing to lose.
You don't.
Brightside has nothing to lose.
Ever
He's already lost his sanity.
meddle in my
He's
business
already lost his composure.
Well, speaking of people that have had enough,
again.
before we get ready to close the show, Omen Black is
You
back. This is
can't keep my name out of your goddamn mouth.
You're right, Omen. You're right. And I'll tell you why, Omen. It's because last month at Dirty Deeds. Well, actually, no, this month, earlier. God damn. People are
Anthony,
getting
Well, you got
heated. People are
Sportswire.
getting heated.
we're live on
Attention.
Sportswire.
So, Omen, I'm here to tell you that the reason why I can't keep your name out of my mouth is because you proved something.
Because you're a
to me.
fan.
Because you,
Prove that.
hey, Omen, you're right. On November 16th, you turned Anthony Steele into a fan of Omen Black. I went through hell with you. I endured pain that I never thought that I could. And I came out not unscathed. I've came out with blood going up and down my body. I took a weed whacker to the fucking back. Never thought that was possible. And Omen Black, you made a believer out of Anthony Steele. Omen Black, you've earned Anthony Steele's respect, whether you want it or not. And Omen Black, I saw it in your eyes when I extended my hand. You wanted to grab it so bad, but Soulja pulled you back.
Yeah, and Daddy pulled you back into a code breaker.
And he said,
And
you take orders from me.
Parsley got handled that night.
So wait.
Omen.
Does that mean if I beat you, that means I'm in charge of you? Can I have Anthony Steele as a pet? Is that
Well,
what's going to happen?
Just
Oh,
call
Jovi.
Fozzie and the Max come out, right? With the Max.
I don't think Fozzie would
Conversation I
like
don't
you
wanna
very
be
much.
part
He
of.
probably has
Sean
the best
Jovi.
on your Cheerios.
I'll give you this much. You beat Anthony Steele in 3 Doors Down. I'll leave the foundation alone as a whole.
Wait a minute. Can you repeat that again? What did
If
you say?
you pin Anthony Steele at Winter Clash in a 3 Doors Down match and take the United States Championship away from me, I will forever leave the foundation alone.
You're making it sound like you're a big threat to the foundation. You're an afterthought.
But
See,
I've
I
been-
did what I was supposed to do. Yeah, was I supposed to be United States champion? Sure, but you spit nasty shit into my face and I was puked. That's why you beat me.
The real Seal,
But-
Anthony Steele.
What happened at the end of the night, Steele?
You became the number 1 contender to the IMF World Heavyweight.
And El Drago is here.
Once
More
again, I'm going to be
No,
world
no.
champion.
Your friend El Drago. And shout out to No Money McDermott.
So yeah,
Can I bring on Justin Parsley? He's here
live on
Sunday.
Sportswire. Live on Sportswire, Steele. You gained some respect by me, but we'll see how far that can go. We'll see how far respect goes in the future.
In the future.
'Cause as you can tell, you're no longer a center. I mean, you walked out a center in the Battle Royal, but are you a center after what you did to Parsley?
I think that's to me, what I learned from Dirty Deeds and what I've learned tonight before we get ready to close the show is that Anthony Steele, you have it on all fronts right now. It was maybe once upon a time all quiet on the Steele front coming into the IMF, but right now going into Winter Clash, I mean, you got more problems than what I just seen in Gladiator 2. I mean, you've got so many problems right now between different factions and wrestlers and guys that you don't even know. And I mean, there's people with no names. There's a guy with Brightside that's probably got nothing upstairs. Shawn Jovi, by the way, wants his title back, wants to be the first 3-time IMF US champion, and he wants to be America's rock star again, and he wants to be the guy that basically takes back what he feels he unfairly lost, and he eliminated you, and that
Take
battle
back
royal
America.
at Dirty Deeds, and Omen Black is here. It's his show after all, and I mean, to me, and Justin Parsley, by the way, I mean, we saw for 10 minutes just now that he was standing over you. Anthony Steele, I mean, you got more problems right now than the 47th president of the United States elect coming up starting on January 20th. I mean, boy, Anthony Steele, I mean, I don't know how you're going to pull this off, but I learned tonight you have a lot more problems than when you walked into the IMF. And that's, to me,
You're right.
hard
You're
to
right.
fathom.
And I'm okay with having them problems.
You are?
I'm okay with it. I've proved it day in and day out.
And Soldier makes a point that this is basically, some people said, you know, they saw this coming. People a few months ago, when you came back to the IMF, they said, yeah, I knew this would happen. Anthony Steele burning bridges, the sinners, and that's going to go into...
Whoa. I like to contradict that point, though.
Why?
I may not like Steele. I gained some respect for him, but I may not like him. But I loathe Justin Parsley.
You love Justin Parsley.
So I guess the enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Wait. Can you
But
repeat that
I
again?
fucking hate my friend here in the fucking right hand corner of me. But I hate his fucking boss too.
But you just called him boss, right? That's
He ain't my boss. He ain't
really
my boss, homie.
Former boss.
former boss. But
He was never. See, here's the thing. Here's the thing. I keep saying it. And partially, you can say what you want. He could say he's my boss. He could say he tells me what I can and cannot fucking do. But let me get it through your fucking thick skull, Parsley. For 3 months, I handled my own business in IMF. For 3 months. In 3 months' time, I became the United States champion and have successfully retained the United States championship. And without you in any of those matches, I did it by myself. You show up, you lose. So what Tom said earlier makes a lot more sense, Parsley. Maybe you should take orders from me because I know what it takes to fucking win.
And
be
Justin Parsley, when was
successful.
the last time he
And
won
I
a
know.
match, by the way, Justin Parsley? Last I checked, in the last, 8-9 months, what's he won? One match, maybe? Two?
It's okay. It's okay, Parsley. It's okay.
He's still
Only
champion.
one of us. Only
But
one.
for how much
only one-
longer the way
hey,
things are going right now? You know,
It's okay.
everybody, before we sign off, everybody talked about the
20-some days to be
foundation, all
PWF
these
champion
problems.
until Soul GP becomes the next PWF champion.
But you know what? Everybody talked about a couple months ago, and I was included. The cracks in the foundation. But right now, it seems like to me there ain't no cracks in the foundation. It's the sinners that right now. I mean, these guys are going to blow up before even Winter Clash right now. And Justin Parsley's back on Sunday. Who the heck knows what kind of mood he's going to be in?
I'm just going to point this out there.
All
I'm
right.
too busy dealing with what I need to do to become World Heavyweight Champion.
Right.
I'm too busy to deal with the center foundation bullshit. I don't want to be part of it.
But this
All
right
I
now,
know
it
is-
seems to be more chaotic than what's going on in the Middle East right now. I mean, now, this
No
is how it
offense,
goes.
Jovi. No offense, Soulja. But December 21st, don't count me as foundation. I'm on my own when I need to get my shit done.
No.
I love you guys.
No.
Four
No,
up,
no,
four
no.
down. But on that day, I don't want to hear shit about foundation.
Jovi, you okay with that? I'm like, that put me off guard just now. Omen Black said, foundation, no, December 21st.
You know, part of being man is doing what you have to do. And Omen, if you don't need the foundation, I'll stand back and watch, my man. And when you win, I'll be damn proud of you for doing it on your own.
Well, you know what, ladies and gentlemen, this has been an historic episode tonight on Sportzwire Radio. We have had, obviously, the news to start off here that we're going to have a relationship with the PWF and the RCW. The new RCW Reignited Championship Wrestling is now formed by Shawn Jovi. We're going to see Nicholas Crenton defend that championship against the aforementioned Mr. Brightside, who, oh, by the way, ties into Anthony Steele, who's still dealing with this Brightside guy. And then we also heard here that we're going to have Shawn Jovi and Anthony Steele, this time for the IMF United States Championship at the historic Winter Clash show, so December 21st, which, by the way, I am donating 2 tickets to. We're going to have the guys here all December 19th. It's going to be in a 3 Doors Down match. We're also going to have potentially nameless ones here to invite themselves onto Sportzwire Radio. That day, we've got Omen Black here, and he's telling everybody that you don't want the foundation a part of his match with Mephisto. Mephisto was here in the chat saying, "What's up, Foundation brethren?" Il Drago's been here. I mean, this is turning into just, I don't even know what side, who's on anymore. I do know that Justin Parsley and Soldier GP are live to close out Thanksgiving Day weekend. The whole Thanksgiving weekend, the extended weekend, which some people already started for yesterday, are going to be here 9 o'clock Eastern time and Sunday in prime time. The Brightest Lights, the biggest stage, the platform that they helped build, and they're going to be here. And it's built as a summit between the leaders of the Sinners and the Foundation. And Anthony Steele said that basically he may not even be a Sinner by the way this all ends, especially if Shawn Jovi beats him. And I mean, this is just, to me, this has been one show like no other on Sportswire Radio.
No. See, that's where you messed up.
Yeah.
I said if Jovi beats me, I leave the foundation alone.
And
I'm gonna watch Parsley's match.
I think, if you lose, but you know what though? If you lose though, I don't think Parsley's gonna want you in the Sinners anyway. He already beat you up once. He already stood over you.
To be honest, I really don't want to associate with someone that loses a Soldier GP either. But we're here, right?
And that 1986 haircut, by the way, certainly has to. You don't seem to be the guy that would want to associate with
Hey,
80s
Felix, I
haircut.
just got one question for you. How's it feel that your real dad beat your fake dad?
Oh my God, ladies and gentlemen, there really isn't much more to say tonight except a few things. First of all, you have to follow. You have to follow Shawn Jovi. I want to give Shawn Jovi a big shout out because Shawn Jovi, it's his night, and he's now closing. And get this, ladies and gentlemen, he is at 784 subscribers. So we got him 3 subscribers tonight. There are still
Yeah.
some people here. Let's get him one more. I want him at 785 tonight. I want people to RCW Ignition episode 1 got 40 views. It was 35 to start tonight. Let's get it to 50. Let's get it to
It's already there.
49. Let's get it to whatever it is. So you tell me the viewership is going up. I want more viewers. I want IMF to get more viewers. I want IMF right now. They're at almost 2,700 subscribers. Right now, we started at, 24 something. Well, they just got to 2,700. So now these guys are blowing up here more than, let's just say, Brightside on Sportswire with Anthony Steele. But there you go. Well, the subscribership is up.
I thought I was mute. My bad.
Well, you know what? That's why you're so happy about viewership
What's
and
Jovi's,
IMF.
what's Jovi's vlog on? What is Jovi's vlog on?
784.
What? How many?
What vlog number?
How many subscribers you at now? He said he wanted you at 785, right? And you're at what? 784?
784.
Something like that.
Can
Actually,
we check that again?
oh,
I
it says
got it here
7.
right now.
It says 785.
Well, there
You're
you
right.
go. That's why I was
You're right.
plugging it. There you go.
You're right, because Anthony Steele just subscribed to Shawn Jovi's vlog. So when you post a video of me beating your ass, I can rewatch it in multiple different ways.
No, that's not true. That's not true. And Nolan Money McDermott here said rather steal here than these wastaways.
Thank you, Nolan, but I'd rather see you show up to IMF so that way I can beat your fucking ass too.
But is he a sinner?
Yeah.
I don't think you guys would accept him, right? He doesn't fit let's say the wrestling description. But by the way,
He's
but
not,
you know
he's
what
not
though?
cut from the right cloth.
But he's defeated Shawn Jovi, so shouldn't Justin one?
Yeah, not one-on-one. Not one-on-one. Boys
And
got
by
a
the
long
way,
ways to go.
You wish, pal. I don't know who he's talking about, but you wish, pal. And the steal your meal, Anthony Steele. Isn't Nolan supposed to be at Winter Clash? Is Nolan supposed to be at Winter Clash?
That's what I heard.
Well, I hope he does. And Steele doesn't
Think-
know what
think
loyalty
this
is.
Again. Foundation, Steel, Sinners, fuck, even the River City Dog, Freddie Daniels.
And
Stay
hello
the
to
fuck
Ace
out
by
of
the
my
way.
way. Even this fucking nameless group. I know, by the way, I know this is you, Steel. The little preacher thing you had at the end of our match. It's stupid.
And by the way, my
yeah.
foundation brother. My foundation brother.
You think that was
Yeah.
hold on, Omen? You think that was me? You
He's
think I set that up?
clearly staring at you.
Maybe he's
Well,
a
we'll
businessman.
certainly find out. And before we let everybody go, Sunday, 9 o'clock Eastern time, Justin Parsley, Soldier GP live. Justin Parsley will, I'm sure, have a lot to say. Soldier GP is going to definitely have a lot of bragging rights, and I'm sure Anthony Steele will find his way back onto this platform. Trust me on that here. And I want to thank everybody here.
I would love to talk to Parsley on Sunday
What?
night.
You want to talk to him Sunday night?
I would love
Now,
to
do
go
you think
face to
because
face with
he's your
Justin
leader,
Parsley on Sunday
now-
night.
because he's your leader, do you have to ask permission?
He ain't my leader.
Really? Because he's
Ooh,
said,
he
we
needs
just
Come
permission.
mentioned
Winter
him.
Clash, hey, come Winter Clash, Parsley. Anthony Steele's going to be.
But if
more
he
relevant
says
than
that
Justin
he takes,
Parsley
you
ever
take
has
orders
been.
from him, and if he says don't show up
Hey,
on the stream, what will
I
happen?
don't take orders from Justin Parsley. Justin Parsley is about to take orders from me.
And by the way, Nolan Money McDermott wants Anthony Steele's place.
If you want my place in the Senate, you can have them. That just means that's another fucking dude that I got to whoop their ass.
Well, isn't that almost like when I'm trying to think here, like when they try to create something? It's almost like, I hate to say it, but this would be like Diesel and Razor Ramon. Is Justin Parsley going to have the fake Anthony Steele?
Yeah, you hear that, Nolan? The fake Anthony Steele, because you're a wannabe.
That's what Justin Parsley may think. But, maybe Justin Parsley is. Do you think Justin Parsley, by any chance, is talking to Nolan Money McDermott?
If he is, he's not the brightest that I thought he was.
He reminds me of a Diddy-esque person, so probably.
We're not talking about freak off. There's no freak offs here on Sportswire Radio. We're getting ready for Thanksgiving. We want to thank everybody. And one more time before closing thoughts here, we are so gracious here to announce one more time.
Well, I got a question. I got a question, Omen. Where did those parties take place? What state?
Shelbyville, Indiana.
We're moving on.
No. I was talking about the real ones, because if it happened in Florida, wasn't Nolan just down there? Obviously, he has ties.
He's from Kewanee. No. Nolan's from Kewanee. I got Nolan on this. He's from Kewanee.
They take place in Tennessee as well.
Well, we're not going to go there. But obviously,
Nolan, I would humiliate you
RCW
tonight.
Day on Sportswire Radio. It is RCW Day. Shawn, Jovi, thank you for all you do for our sport. Thank you for bringing back RCW and reigniting the backyard in the underground wrestling circuit. We can't wait to see Mr. Brightside, Nicholas Crenton. Anthony Steele will not be watching that show. I am sure of that. He'll definitely be as far away as that is possible. Justin Parsley is going to be here live. That I have no doubt means that Anthony Steele will be here. Maybe Shawn Jovi will be here. Who knows if Omen Black's going to be here? He might. It's his show.
Like
Kyle
I said,
Shelby,
I got other shit to worry about. I don't got.
Well, Kyle Shelby's going to be here Saturday night. I hope you tune in for that. And yeah, we're not going to mention that place. Isn't that where Justin Parsley is from, though? Or no, he's not from there, right?
Hey, look, I'll say this, Parsley. There's one big difference between me and you. I won Money in the Bank and successfully cashed in.
Well, thank you very much.
Wow,
we will
how
move on.
original. A company names a fucking a match after a fucking real match in the pro.
Thank you, everybody, for tuning in.
3 doors down,
Follow Shawn Jovi at Shawn Jovi. Get him to 800 subscribers. Congratulations to the IMF. We'll give the IMF a certificate for getting to 3,000 subscribers on the 9,000 by then. My name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. Hit the sub button for me at Sportswire Radio 6579. I am here tomorrow with to be announced guest. Maybe Nolan Money McDermott will be here, because after Anthony Steele is here, why not just try to recreate and reinvent the wheel by bringing on Nolan?
He's gonna recreate what
The real
happened.
wheel.
I'm gonna let you know that right now.
And James Taylor's live. By the way, if you are tired from tryptophan on Thursday night, James Taylor's back on Sportswire Thursday night. So if you're looking to
Good thing I'm not gonna be around. I'm gonna have so much liquor in me, it ain't gonna be funny.
But James Taylor ain't gonna be,
Taylor.
because we're gonna be talking a lot about maybe some IMF people like Jason Storm. Wasn't he Foundation? But James Taylor's gonna have a lot to say about him, undoubtedly. That's for sure. I can't wait for that. James Taylor's back. So if maybe you want to wake up from the turkey and the tryptophan, we're gonna be here live Thursday night. But until then, tomorrow, for
I
a guest.
do love James Taylor.
Zilla, it's okay that you're still fuck with the sinners, as long as you know that I'm still your real deal United States champion.
Well, obviously, there are people out there that will agree. Others, they'll have to think about it. But until then, my name is the Reverend Tom Bryce. You have voice figuratively and literally where all wrestling matters. Continue to hit the sub button for me. I am now closing in on 1,500 subscribers. Thank you for that. But until then, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. On the number one global radio station that is Sportswire Radio, where all wrestling matters. Good night, everybody.